But at this point, 85 to 90 has proved to be, if not a challenging score, at least a pass score. And so they should be aiming for somewhere in that vicinity. And I think they're ready for the toss. So Kazan, you could take them down to the toss now.
So the toss is very important, and I think that Jerome has the two captains with him in the middle, so we head right down to the middle for the toss.
Yes, pleasant good evening. We're here for game 2. And we have the captains and the umpire. We're getting ready for the toss. We have Captain Sunil Ambrose and Asif Hooper, along with umpire Selwyn Allen. Guys, we're ready for the toss. Tails, call. The call is heads. Sunil, you have won the toss. You were defending champions one time and runners-up. Yes. So, what are your predictions in the game, going into the game?
The wicket seems to be The wicket seems to be a bit on the low side. I mean, the teams that have batted second seems to be struggling a bit, so we're going to bat first. Hopefully we can put a good score on the cards and defend it in the back end.
You have some changes to your team. So what are your thoughts on the changes and your expectation from the new team?
I think we have, I wouldn't say a better team, but I think we still have a pretty decent team. Everybody, I think, can have a bunch of match winners. So I think we can go all the way this year again.
Okay. Well, best of luck, Sunil.
Thank you.
Okay. We have Asif Hooper. He lost the toss. Asif, we have a new relay track. You know, what are your thoughts going into this game?
I don't really get too fierce about the wicket I play on. Just come, and once I execute well, whether it's a bouncy track or low wicket, still need to play proper cricket. I mean, yesterday's scores did not show how good the wicket is. And I think it's a very decent track. Once you apply yourself, you can get score runs on it. They won the toss and decided to bat, trying to bowl him down under 90.
Yeah. So had you won the toss, what would you have done?
I think I would have bat as well.
Okay, so thank you very much and best of luck, and back up to master control. Match ready.
Yeah, Alan, so the repetition of salt pan breakers is always to bat first whenever they win the toss. It is no different here. Sunil, he wants to set that momentum. I don't think that the attack, the bowling attack and the batting lineup for the salt pan breakers, it doesn't show failure in what their decision has been all the time.
Yeah, well, they would like to bat first, and they have actually won the toss and have the opportunity to do what they wanted to do coming into this game. And of course, Sunil, being the opening batsman and captain for his team, he feels that batting first is an opportunity for him to lead from the front and to really have a say in what in the fortunes of his team, so to speak, as big a say as possible. And so it's no surprise that he wants to bat first. Also, given the conditions, so far batting first has seemed to be the way to go. Maybe not just the conditions, also the approach of the teams thus far. So he wants to continue with the trend, and it should be a very good game. You have one of the teams that has done extremely well in the tournament, the Salt Pan Breakers, who have won the first edition and were the finalists in the second edition. And you have the Grenadine Divers under the inspirational leadership of Asif Hooper, who really dragged this team along, especially in the first edition, with some inspiring performances. So it should be an interesting one, Kazno.
Now, Alan's behavior of the volcano. Now. The Captain Asif said there is a number of who have left his team and some who have came in, and what is going to happen is to see the mental meshing of the team, to see how coming out of all these predicaments that we don't have control over, how they will merge that energy in order to put a performance in today.
Yes, and that is something that we'll be looking at throughout the tournament. And one of the things that you'll anticipate and you'll think will be the case is that what the teams that gel fastest will be the ones that perform best, especially in adversity. When they are in situations in the game when the game is not going in their favor and when the rub of the green is not in their favor, then if they are gelled together as a squad well, then they will be able to buttress each other up and to help each other along the way.
Okay, so we'll take a short break. Don't go away. We will be back with live action as we continue here with the Dream 11 VPL 3.0 live from St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
They're not giving up, no. Bats and ball will collide. Hear them shout, spirit high. Bring your vibes, bring your friends. Come out hard to defend. Yeah. Whoa, whoa. From the ashes to the stadium. Creep me out. T10. From the ashes.
So welcome back to the beautiful picturesque Adamsville playing field where we have in live action here in match number 4, where we'll see the Darkview Explorers. They will take on the Salt Pond Breakers. I still have Alanson with me here. Alanson, the Salt Pond, for viewers who have just missed it, that the Salt Pond Breakers won the toss, they decided to bat. The chap, Asif Cooper, the losing captain of the toss, said, had he won the toss, he would have batted. It appears still that the track still has something in it to offer to the batsman. Alanson.
Yeah, so far it has been an even contest between bat and ball. In the 10 overs fixtures, you probably wanted to lean towards the batsman. But of course, as the pitches settle over the tournament and you go to the back end of the tournament, you would anticipate that the scores will rise and then the batsmen will be slightly more in the ascendancy over the bowlers. But you have to take your approach into consideration and make sure that you're approaching your game in a smart way. And so far, some of the batsmen have, let themselves down a bit in terms of their approach to their innings. And I think the template that you saw from Thomas until he played that poor shot in the first game is really something that some of the batsmen at the top order should really be doing, which is to play yourself in, maybe for 5 to 10 deliveries, try to get a runner ball also, or just higher than that, and then after that you can go big. What we are seeing is that some batsmen, first, second ball, they are ready to clear the fences. And of course, unless you get a delivery that is poor, then that will be fraught with danger.
Well, it will be interesting to see. And what I observed from the Salt Pond Breakers over the two series, Alanson, is that the senior players or the experienced players like Dillon and that is Dillon Johnson, the captain Sunil, they have taken the burden from the junior players and actually set the pace for the team. So we will see Asif Cooper, the captain, left arm orthodox spinner. He will start from the administrative center end and he will lead the attack. Something that we are synonymously acquainted to here whenever the Grenadine Divers are playing.
Yes, as if he'll be bowling somewhat in the mold of what you saw from Rashid, trying to be as restrictive as possible. He's quite familiar with Sunil and also with Rickford. All of them have played in the Premier Division for a number of years, and of course Sunil is also his very good friend of the field. So he will be very familiar with the approach that Sunil will be taking, and also Sunil will be very familiar with his approach. So it will be interesting to see which of the two gains the ascendancy over the other.
Rickford Walker is an attacking batsman by nature, but he adjusts very well, and the quicker he gets into his attack or into his approach, this ball could helter-skelter all over this arena.
Yes, Rickford has played in the two previous editions, and he would admit to himself and to everyone else that he has not lived up to his potential so far in the VPL, and so he would want to make that right in the third edition. And indeed, he would want to rise proverbially from the ashes.
Well, I hope that there is no ash as to say in his bat that would allow it to get a bit heavy so that he cannot strike the ball as the captain Sunil will want. So we are just waiting. Right, so I think we are set and ready. As if having a little bit of meeting, as we will say, with the fielder. So we're set and here we go. First ball. In terms of the wind direction, with Asif coming with that wind, that ball will be angling away from the right-hander. Normally, I don't think with that loud appeal and not out, given there by Empire Greaves. Empire Greaves and umpire Abbott, Maria Abbott, is standing umpire at this time. So, second delivery, still not off the mark yet. Whoa.
It seems as if what Asif is trying to do is to get between bat and pad. He's trying to angle the ball into both batsmen, not trying to turn the ball prodigiously by any means, and he's looking to angle the ball into midland leg to cramp them for a room and hope that they would attempt to go big over the offside and he'll defeat them by going between bat and pad.
So they are off the mark with a wide, and Sunil at this time, well, he's one of the leading run scorer for South Pan Breakers, and has in many cases won many games for the South Pan Breakers. As we see, he's off the mark at this time, and they're scheduled for 1. So 2 without loss. We're in over number 1.
Walker is a tall batsman, but he seems to play with quite a braced front leg. Doesn't stretch forward very, very much when he's batting. And so he doesn't maximize his height against the spin bowlers.